India's steps to ensure better security and a quick response to terror attempts post the Pulwama terror attack. The Ministry of Home Affairs has approved air travel of non-entitled Central Armed Police Forces and the National Security Guard from Srinagar to Jammu or Delhi and back, starting from today. The significant decision will immediately benefit approximately 780,000 personnel of the Central Armed Paramilitary Forces, including Jawans who were otherwise not eligible. This decision includes the journey on duty and journey on leave. The facility comes as an addition to the existing air courier services for paramilitary forces that have been steadily extended in all sectors by the Ministry of Home Affairs of India. Jawans of the CRPF or the Central Reserve Police Force and other paramilitary forces deployed in Kashmir will now be able to take a commercial flight to join duty or while going on leave. Now, in a first of sorts, India's Army Chief, General Bipin Rawat, flew in the indigenous light combat aircraft or LCA Tejas at the Aero India Air Show in Bengaluru. The Army Chief was taken for a spin in the fighter jet in the skies above the Yelahanka Air Force Station in Bengaluru. This comes a day after the regulator for military aviation gave the final operational clearance to the homegrown fighter jet, clearing the way for its induction into the Indian Air Force. This was the first time India's Army Chief General Bipin Rawat flew in the homemade LCA Tejas, sitting behind the pilot in a two-seater variant of the fighter jet. The logo for this year's Aero India show, a triangle in the colors of the national flag of India, is inspired by the LCA Tejas.
Fly inside the LCA. From whatever I could witness, the avionics of the aircraft are very good. I could also see the manner in which the pilot was carrying out the targeting, both in the radar mode and other modes. And I think it's a wonderful aircraft. And if this gets added to the inventory, I'm sure it will increase the strength of our air power. Thank you very much, and I'm very thankful to Air Vice Marshal Tiwari, who made this happen for me.
And we're sticking to that Aero India 2019 air show that is underway in India's southern city of Bengaluru. WION World One's Nishchita Virendra spoke to Captain Babuk, who flew the Rafale aircraft at the Aero India show, and this is what he had to say.
Well, amidst the din around Rafale, we have the pilot who has been performing some mind-blowing stunts here at Aero India 2019. I have Captain Babuk with me. We saw some of the stunts you performed. We have to congratulate you on it. So how is it flying the Rafale that will soon join the Indian Air Force fleet?
It's a wonderful aircraft to fly, so I'm always loving it. Of course, in a aeronautical saloon like India 2019, it's the first performance for me. I was here 2 years ago. I flew the third Rafale, but now I'm doing the demonstration, and I'm very glad to do it.
Okay, and in comparison to other combat aircraft, how powerful it is? What are the highlights for you for it? Someone who has experienced it firsthand and who does so many tricky maneuvers with it.
Yes, the highlight is that this aircraft has got very tight performance and maneuverable aircraft. So I try to do it close to the public, and I hope that it works. I hope that you will see the difference with the other aircraft, but this one, I guess, is a very good one. And for me, for the pilot, it's very physical, so you have to train a lot before doing that kind of flight.
Okay, so how many hours have you trained to flight like this?
I was the demo pilot last year, 2018. I did a lot of air shows in France, but now it's the international air shows here, so I will be in Le Bourget in June and in Dubai Air Show end of the year. And this is my first one here in India.
Okay, and Rafale has been built for European conditions, so how does it really suit Indian conditions according to you? How does it really go well with the Indian requirements and conditions?
For me, it's exactly the same demo flights. The maneuvers, the sequence of maneuvers, exactly the same. The only difference I have here, it's very hot and we are a little bit high, so you fly your aircraft a little bit different, but the sequence of maneuvers are exactly the same for me.
And we saw that on day one, when you performed the maneuvers, you also paid a tribute to one of our wing commanders who lost his life a day ahead. So when did you make the decision to pay a tribute, and why did you think that was important?
In fact, the fighter pilots community for me is like a family, you know. So when we lose one brother, we have to take minimum care of it. So I decided to do it the day itself. I wasn't there for the crash, but the next day I flew, and I asked the permission to go with it with the FDD, and I had it, and I'm very glad to do it, and I'm very sad for this crash. Very.
Definitely a very unfortunate incident. Lastly, I would like to ask you, we understand that you've trained for many thousands of hours for all these stunts, but which is the most tricky one of it that you have performed so far?
There's a lot of very interesting flights. My first flight on the Rafale is one of them, and my first flight on a jet fighter is one of them as well. But every flight is different, and every flight is very amazing.